Hey everybody, soybean farmer. This cutoff wheel on this grinder, this tool's got "I will kill you" written all over it. Did a little practice before I started trying to work on this. I've got, that much cut and I stopped. Okay, I'm not going to kid you, that was scary. Alright, that was the factory line on that side, and that's my line on this side. I got three places where I got off a little bit, but it's pretty straight. That's the first time I ever used a cutoff wheel, and a lot of tension on me, a little bit of fear. Hung on tight and tried not to get too aggressive with it and let the tool do the work, and now I got my first piece cut off. Alright, I got to measure the piece we're working on here, and then get my length, and then measure this piece and cut it one more time across this way. But I was going to show you something. I had this left over. This thing right here is like 42 years old. Kept it. It was in my toolbox. That's how long I've had it. It's a soapstone holder, and soapstone's what you use for marking steel. And to get a decent edge on your soapstone, you get a piece of sandpaper and do this little trick. Soapstone's real soft, and doing that let me cut an edge on it, so I've got a fine marking line. Yeah, we used to keep sandpaper in the shop to do that with. See? Alright, let me mark and measure this. Alright. Alright, what you see right now is a real bad gap here, and I got my pole clamp. You can get a lot of torque with this clamp, but we're going to see. I'll show you how much I can press it back together with this. Alright, that's pretty much back together. That's just a lot of worn away metal that the dirt took. Well, I let the camera make some video while I was working on this, and so far where I'm at is I've got my plate cut. I've got it welded. Yeah, I did the 1-inch beads, clamped it down tight. I was able to get it clamped down with those clamps, moving them along there, and it went tight. I don't have any crack or gap in it. I got tools strode out. That grinder still got that cutoff wheel on it. I think I showed y'all my welder in an earlier shot here today, but there it is again for those who skipped over it. It's a Century AC welder, a 230 amp. I finally found a sweet spot at about 70 amps, and it turned out that these 1/8 inch rods did a fine job if you held a tight bead. That generally causes what they call a shallow penetration weld when you do that, but with this real thin metal we're working with here today, that's what we had to do. There's no welds on there that I'm going to give you a close-up of, because there's none of them that are pretty. They'll hold though. And I got more tools scattered over here, but the one thing I cannot find over here is a coffee cup. So I'm going to the house. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll get back on this again later. Bye, y'all.